Whether you're behind the mixing board or stepping out into the world, mistakes are not just missteps. They're stepping stones to success. Let's get started. Welcome back to the Rebel Ears podcast, where we dive into the world of sound and success, helping you to navigate both with confidence and creativity. I'm Ray at rebelears.com, and today's episode, we're talking about a crucial aspect of growth, learning from mistakes. First up, let's talk studio. Every audio engineer from novice to seasoned pros makes mistakes. Maybe you recorded over a perfect take, or your mix just doesn't translate well outside the studio. It happens. The key: reflect, learn, and apply. Every error teaches you something vital about your craft. Remember, the mix that flopped yesterday sets you up for hits you'll mix tomorrow. To bring this to life, let me go ahead and bring you some real stories that I encountered myself. I remember when there was a session with Music Soul Child when I was at Castle Hill Studio. The main engineer, Dan, rest in peace, he was having a session and I was the intern at the time. And Music Soul Child had Bone Crusher and Jay Farrow. Jay Farrow was on Saturday Night Live. He's a great impersonator. And I remember during that session, Music Soul Child was finishing up. Bone Crusher was leaving. He was doing like some takes. And Dan asked me if I wanted to stay and do sessions. I told him, yeah. Not knowing that he wanted me to record Jay Farrow. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. Around that time, I was in the A room and YL was in the B room. He had a session in there with another artist, and we were just, booking sessions back and forth back then. And around that time, I didn't know about patch bays, and it was something that I'm still learning to this day. I know how to use it, but back then I didn't know exactly how to patch different outboard gears together. So in the A room, normally it's connected with the 2-Tech CL1B, which is a compressor, to the Neve 1073, which is an EQ. And I did not know that when it was patched up to the Avalon, which is another compressor at the time. I remember I called YL while he was in his session about it. He came in for a few minutes. He tried to troubleshoot, but he couldn't figure it out. And he had to go back to his session because it was a paid session. So I called the studio owner, Dan, who was at home. I asked him some questions. He couldn't troubleshoot over the phone, so he came back to the studio and he told me, it wasn't patched into the right compressor. And that was something that I learned early on. So now when I have sessions, I look at the signal flow. Do some research on signal flow to understand how everything is connected so you can get the quality that you want. Now let's step outside the studio. Mistakes don't just happen when you're recording or mixing. They're part of our everyday lives. Maybe you messed up a job interview, or you missed an opportunity because you were afraid to take a risk. What matters most is what you do next. Do you dwell on it, or do you grow from it? Let's discuss how the mindset of learning from mistakes can lead to greater personal and professional success. How do we turn setbacks into comebacks? Here are some practical tips. Number 1, acknowledge the mistake. Own it. You can't fix what you don't face. Number 2, seek feedback. Sometimes another set of ears or eyes can offer valuable insight into what went wrong. Number 3, make a plan. What's the next step? Divine how you will avoid this mistake in the future. Number 4, forgive yourself. It's essential, but yet often overlooked. Self-forgiveness is crucial for moving forward. Number 5, keep a journal. Documenting your mistakes and the lessons learned can be incredibly beneficial. So there you have it. Embracing and learning from mistakes is essential, not just for your professional journey, but your personal growth too. We hope today's episode inspires you to take those missteps in stride. Remember, every mistake has a lesson to offer, and every lesson makes you better at your craft and life. Don't forget to visit our website at rebelears.com for more resources and to download our free Pro Tool Mix template. Subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform to never miss an episode. Join us next time on Rebel Ears, where we'll continue to explore the sound of success. Until next time, keep tuning in.